Welcome to the live stream. If you're here, you obviously know where you're at. My name is Marco Dupa. That guy right there, that's Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
What's up, brewskis?
Tonight's brew is from the Deadwords Brewing Company. Adam had the pleasure to go out there and peruse, grab some stuff, bring it back from the show. So when we come back from the break, he'll have more information on that. What's on tap for tonight? We're going to talk about the movie that's apparently is the most successful movie in Hulu's history of streaming, including their TV shows and their movies. Prey, the Predator sequel. And people have had opinions on that, so we're going to talk about that.
On the internet?
Huh?
On the internet?
Yes. Can you
What?
imagine? Can you imagine? And then after that, PS5 has been out for 2 years. I still don't have one. It's fine. I don't need it. I don't need it. And I mean, we're almost done with the year, and pretty much every blockbuster big name game has been pushed back to the next year and beyond. So we're going to talk about that. So yeah, and then anywhere else that we can take this show. Ready?
I'm ready.
All right, well then let's get the fuck into this. This is episode 364, and we are live. This is the One Beer In podcast. Oh yeah. All right. Oh, did you see that?
I didn't.
Do you have one of those?
What's that?
Little handle on the cup?
Yeah, I saw the handle, Marco.
And I had that.
This glass stuff's tricky.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Air cheers. Oh, wow.
Yeah, see that?
Your arms are so long.
All right, this is the One Beer In podcast, the podcast where two brews crack open a brew and we see where that one brew takes us. Deadwords Brewing. Obi, tell the people what we're drinking tonight.
This is the Timberline Pacific Northwest IPA coming in at a 7.5% ABV, and it does have a cold read.
Rock and roll.
That goes as follows. Tradition, a beautiful balance of hops, malt, and alcohol. Lush orange, lemon, and grapefruit aromas mixed with dense pine flavors in this deep, golden-colored Pacific Northwest-style IPA, showcasing a blend of Strata hops and Oregon's Crosby Hop Farm blend.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautifully done, as always.
Thank you. I'm cheating a little bit because I did have this one at the brewery itself. Mm-hmm. So,
is this like one of their
flagships?
Flagships, yeah.
Yeah. They have a pretty interesting setup. So the way that their menu setup is basically, they have basically brews that are lost to time in a way, like really old or like forgotten kinds of beers.
Hence the name.
Yeah, there you go.
Got it.
You're following along now.
Yeah.
Then they have very traditional style beers. This is considered one of their traditional style beers.
Okay.
Under that, they have like completely off the wall experimental kind of stuff. And then
everybody's doing.
Exactly. More like trendy and experimental stuff. And then underneath that is like, I think, absolutely unique, crazy stuff, the crazy stuff that they dare to try.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really cool. Like a really cool concept for a brewery and how they set up their beers.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, this one is from their traditional, and not to skip ahead too far, but the next one's from their sort of more experimental.
Okay.
Yeah.
Smart to get to,
Want to give a full, experience.
Yeah. Some of the guys from Deadwords come into my bar. And it's the only opinion I'm going to give on that because
okay.
they're
We're live, Marco.
Let's just put it that way. There's just a couple of interesting guys.
Yeah. It seems like an interesting place.
Yeah. I mean, I like the idea. I like the we've gotten to a point in the beer industry that everybody's doing milkshake IPAs and
don't remind me.
I mean, they're doing literally everything under the sun. So like, what do you do in any industry, any other industry, right?
Yeah.
Once you've taken it to as far as you think you can go, where do you go next? You go back right?
Sure.
To where it all began, the traditional shit. I mean, it's the same thing with music. It's the same thing with movies. Fashion.
Yeah.
You go back because you can't go anywhere forward.
There's nowhere else to go.
So
Yeah.
I get it. I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. Nice design. Nice simple design.
Mm-hmm.
I can get it.
So it was my first time there, and it is a really big place and completely like out of the ordinary off of OBT.
Okay.
Because it's like, very old buildings, very unassuming all the way around it, and then suddenly there's this giant brewery.
Prostitutes.
Yep, sure. Yeah.
Do they hire them?
I don't think so. I didn't see any, but
Wasted opportunity. Sex
Why
workers
not?
need to, they need work
sure.
other
Yeah.
than sex.
Okay. You're doing that right now?
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
There's people around. I should be on better behavior.
Should. But very, very big place. Also very cool. And if you could tell by like the design of their cans and stuff, they have style. So I was very impressed by the actual layout of the place. It's like it goes with that sort of historical kind of almost like Gothic theme. And I say that to say I definitely want to go back.
Yeah.
Because it's not in a place I would normally go, but after going, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And I like their beers.
Yeah.
Spoiler.
Yeah. No, I mean, I they keep, like I said, they've come in a bunch. I've wanted to go out there. There's a lot of breweries around here that are popping up that I've wanted to go to. I had no idea. Have you heard of the NA Lounge?
No.
The non-alcohol lounge.
Yes. I didn't know what you're talking about at first, but yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't even know you could run a business like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean there are plenty of people who don't drink, or drink alcohol. Going out there could be a fun date option for a lot of people.
Yeah, it's cute, safe.
Yeah.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
It's all fucking like roaring 20s themed.
Yeah, of course.
So,
That's a little played out.
yeah. Yeah,
The speakeasy thing. We're still doing that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I like it. I mean, it's good for like an alternative to like going on a coffee date.
Yeah.
You can have a little more style, get a little more dressed up.
Yeah. Well, the NA thing though.
Yeah.
Do you think that it sounds you sound like an alcoholic if you're like, the reason I drink is to get drunk, right?
Sure,
The
yeah.
reason I drink is to feel something.
Uh-huh.
I've never felt, the warm touch of another person. Things like that.
Yeah.
When you say things like that, you
Sure.
sound like a psycho, right?
Sometimes, yeah.
But with an NA lounge or like at Red Light, for instance, we only have one non-alcoholic option. And I mean, people buy it. I mean, people come in and every time they get it, I know it's rude, but I want to ask them like, what, why?
Please don't ever do that.
I know. I've never have,
Yeah.
never will.
Good.
I'm
Yeah.
not trying to get into anybody's business. It may
Sure.
be a super personal thing. One guy, he volunteered the information without me even asking.
I mean, there have been times that I've wanted to go out, but I was like, I don't really feel like having beer. But it's like, based on our lifestyle, what do you really do then?
Right.
If you're not hungry, you can't go to a restaurant and really do anything.
Right.
What are you supposed to do when it's like, past 8?
Can you imagine going to a restaurant and like you eat like a synthetic version of food because you just wanted to enjoy the food,
Sure.
but you're already
Yes. Give me hollow food. It makes perfect sense.
No, it doesn't.
I guess.
You just eat the food, taste it, spit it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just a guy came in once and told me about how like the NA industry is starting to boom.
Yeah.
Right? They're starting to bring back all of these like non-alcoholic cocktails and people are like really getting into it. He did like this whole event. He came in and he was asking us about the ones that we had. At the time we had an IPA and then we had a lager. And I don't even know why you would want to drink a non-alcoholic IPA. I mean, that just...
You're showing your bias.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah.
They know this. They
Yeah.
know this. The people know this.
Right.
Although, spoiler alert, this is pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just couldn't. I couldn't, and obviously I still can't wrap my head around it. But
Yeah.
that's what people are into.
Yeah.
I don't know. So, any other opinions on Deadwords itself?
No, just that I wasn't disappointed. I'm glad I made my way out there. I recommend it to if anyone's in the Orlando area and hasn't checked it out yet, because it's a relative newcomer. They're not like brand new anymore, but
Yeah, I think they've been around. I think they celebrated 2 years.
yeah,
So,
that sounds about right.
Yeah,
And cool merch.
yeah. I'll just say this: they came in.
Yeah, you need to explain yourself a little bit.
I will explain myself a little bit.
Okay.
A couple of the guys came in late.
Okay.
You know,
Okay.
and they wanted to do like a celebratory shot. Obviously, we don't have like shots, so like a celebratory chug
Sure.
to celebrate their 2 years, and it's just that it's just a lot of them. It was a bit much,
Yeah, yeah.
It was a bit much.
Okay.
But I will say they tipped. I mean, they basically they knew what they were doing. Of
course.
right? So they came
have
in
to. They
and
have to.
I mean, it was like a comical amount of cash that they just dumped on the table. It's like they had just robbed a bank and they had one of those like canvas sacks with like
A money bag?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just emptied it out on the bar.
Hey, at least they get it, you know?
And I was like, yeah, you know what?
Yeah.
You want to take two? I mean, if you're going to keep. So I'll
Please
just.
stay.
Yeah. You guys want to hang out? You want to help us clean up? So that's all I'll say.
Okay.
Nice guys.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
Yeah.
Nice guys.
Well, it's good to know.
Yeah. Before we move on, let's just get a little bit of information out of the way as far as what's going on here. We're live at the F.I.R.S.T Institute. Shout out to everybody on the production side who is helping us out with this. Yeah. So my cousin Robin, he hipped us to this idea. They're working on live production, like a live broadcast, and they wanted to do a podcast, and we were like, come on. I mean,
We have one of those.
Yeah, we've been doing it for a little while. I mean, I think we could. So they were kind enough to do this whole thing, so we hope you guys enjoy it. I know we already are. We're already looking around like, yeah, I mean, you give us a couple years, we could afford another light or two.
Yeah.
Maybe, we could a couple of years. So that's why I'm wearing this nice fancy headset. I feel like, oh yeah, I mean, come on. Sorry, I'm talking to the to our director. Yes. So they do with the WWE, they do like the live broadcast, right? And, like the announcers are in there. And as the shit is going on, they're announcing it live, and they also have somebody in their ear telling them like, this is what's about to happen, this is what's going on, this is what you need to say, blah 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 blah. And that's exactly what's happening to me right now.
You living the dream? Yeah.
I don't know if I'm living the dream. It's I'm living something. I immediately have more respect for anybody who does a live broadcast and has to pay attention to you when you worked in the
WFTV.
newsroom. Yeah. So I mean, having to do
That's where I get my anxiety from.
that's where it was born.
Having a director in my ear. Yeah.
Were you in the broadcast area, or were you? Or I'm sorry, the back room, like on the control.
No, I was
board
in
and
the
all
studio. I was running teleprompter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you were working the Yeah, that's right.
Big deal.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the automatic camera. Ooh.
Doing shit like
Yeah,
that.
exactly. That's why I don't work there anymore. Yeah.
That's why you got fired.
I didn't get fired.
I know.
I moved on.
Yeah.
And they did too.
That's what people say when they got fired.
Yeah, I
They
know.
moved on to a better opportunity.
Yeah. It was hectic, and so definitely respect it.
Yeah, no, for
Yeah.
sure. I very much respect. All right. You want to just, even though we haven't finished these, do you want to jump to the?
Yeah, let's do it. I feel like that's part of the entire experience of this brewery. So we've had the traditional style that they have. Let's move on to something a little bit less traditional.
All right, let's do it. Thank you very much.
You are very welcome.
All right. Take it away whenever you're ready, my friend.
This is the Sangriale. It's an American-style fruited sour ale coming in at a 6.5% ABV, and its cold read goes as follows. Excuse me. Get it out of the way first. Inspired by the traditional sangrias from Portugal and Spain, Sangriale begins with a lightly kilned specialty German Pilsner malt and Hallertau hops. We ferment with a monoculture lactic acid producing yeast strain, resulting in a clean, crisp, and refreshingly tart base that is then harmonized. They cut that word in half. It's not my fault. Harmonized with a blend of tropical citrus, dark berries, and passion fruit.
Beautiful.
And this is part of their evolution. That's what it's called.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Their evolution.
Yes.
Evolution. Okay.
do it.
Well, let's crack this and get rocking.
Clink it.
Oh yeah. And drink it. Oh shit.
Uh-huh. That was my reaction too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. One of the biggest blockbusters of the year has been out for a couple weeks, or now about a week now, right? Prey,
Yeah.
the prequel to the Predator film franchise. Didn't know anybody was even asking for this film, but it's a Hulu. Did it do like a simulcast? Did it play in theaters too?
No, and
Okay,
that was
so straight
controversial
up just
too.
Hulu.
Straight up Hulu streaming, yeah.
See, I thought it was in both.
No.
Didn't realize like everybody was having an opinion on it, and I was like, that many people went to go see this movie? No, it was right there in your fucking living room. That's
Right.
why everybody.
You already paid for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you're using the Hulu with ads, you can watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they do that bullshit where they want you to upgrade to watch certain movies. Like I was trying to watch Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is on Hulu right now, but you have to have the fucking upgraded
The
version
premium
of it.
plan or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'm already paying enough. And even if I have to cancel HBO Max, I'm not going to Hulu.
Yeah.
Fuck Hulu.
No, I don't. No, you shouldn't. You
Hulu
shouldn't.
sucks.
Yeah, I agree.
Hulu's not part of Google, right? We're live on YouTube.
Uh-oh.
Nah, it's fine.
Cut the mics. Cut the mics.
Hulu's on Disney.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Disney.
they don't have a streaming service yet. They will.
What, Disney?
All of them will. Come on, think about it.
Okay.
Netflix has you saw Netflix has video games, right?
Yeah.
And only 1% of their users have played the video games.
Yeah.
99% of the people who have a Netflix subscription went, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking
They're
about?
still developing those too, though. We'll see
They
what
have like
happens.
25 games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's in the way of like Bandersnatch, right? Where it's just like choose your own adventure kind of thing.
I mean, I would agree if I knew what Bandersnatch was.
Okay.
What's
The Black
Bandersnatch?
Mirror thing, the interactive Black Mirror episode.
Oh. Dude, if it's like that, then no, fuck that. That's ew. I don't want to do that. No.
Yeah.
But think about it. I mean, think about the kind of money that streamers themselves make. Like I was
Right.
watching Dr. Disrespect on YouTube, shout out. And I mean, in the half an hour that I was watching his stream, I mean, some dude jumped in there, donoed $100. Another guy jumped in, donoed $1,000. He made $1,000 in half an hour.
How? Why?
People just, I don't know.
Why would you do that?
Stream, like the idea.
I mean,
of,
if you guys want to do that,
yeah, if you want to dono right now,
yeah,
yeah,
we could do that.
yeah. No, if you the idea of paying a streamer that much money, like I understand, giving them like $5 a month to subscribe to their stream, right?
That makes more sense.
Jumping into their stream just so that they can be like, you know, hey Doc, wish my kid a happy 5 years.
Put a filter on your face.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know. And $1,000, a G. I would have just cut the stream right there. I was like, I made my money.
Thanks, I'm done.
I'm done. Shouldn't have done that shit.
See
I'm
you
not
later.
playing these video games for 8 hours. That's crazy.
Yeah. But going back to the subject at hand, Prey.
Yes. Yeah. So on Hulu,
Yeah.
Streaming exclusively. Like I said at the top of the show, the most successful premiere of anything that they've ever put on there. Now, mind you, they have a bunch of network TV shows on there. They've got like a decent selection of movies. I don't think that they've ever done anything exclusive like this, though.
I think there was maybe one other recent movie that they did, like a Hulu original like that. But it has people wondering, why weren't these put in theaters too? Because they were clearly popular enough to like set records.
Yeah, but I think that that's hindsight is 2020, right? I mean, of course you can, after you see how successful a thing is, go, we should have done more with it. You know, we should have put it in theaters. Like, it's the same thing with you know, last week with Batgirl. Had they put it on streaming and let it do whatever it was going to do, then you could come back and be like, oh, we should have done this, that, or the other thing after the fact. They preempted it, and they were like, we're not even going to fucking risk it. Which, considering the success of this movie.
Right. I mean, again, it makes no sense. I know we talked about it ad nauseum last week, but I still don't get it. I can't think a tax write-off is worth that much. But I don't know. I'm no math scientist.
Well, so the idea that there wasn't a lot of big actors in the Batgirl movie was put forth, but there was a couple of big names.
I mean, there were at least cameos,
right?
For sure.
There was cameos. There was at least cameo. Like who was the girl who's Leslie Grace? Right, that's her name. Leslie Grace was the star, or was gonna be the star.
Yeah.
But fucking Michael Keaton was in it.
Yeah.
I would have gone to the theater just to see Michael Keaton in the Batman suit again.
Yeah.
Just, you know. But neither here nor there. This movie's out doing gangbusters. It has a 92% on Rotten Tomatoes. Oh, okay. All right, let me switch that up. They just told me in my ear. He meant big actors in the Prey movie, which I agree with that. I don't even know who that girl is.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, that's kind of how you make stars, right?
You would think, yeah. You gotta take a risk. What's the point of spending all this money on this person, having them being the star of the movie, and then not taking a big enough? I mean, I guess the other thing is you can take smaller risks now with streaming services. You don't have to put all your eggs in one basket.
Sure.
Rather, you can just throw it up on streaming and go, we'll see what happens with it. If it bombs, then fuck it.
Yeah, and I mean, you can definitely feel the financial constraints in the movie from time to time, specifically in the visual effects, things like that.
Yeah,
kind of took the back seat. But at the same time, I don't know. I mean, like the main actress, she had a star-making performance, in my opinion. If this had more traction, more, like publicity, and she made the rounds on Good Morning America and stuff. Yeah, and they really pushed it out there into theaters. I think it could have worked out. I don't know.
Is she an actual indigenous person?
Has some indigenous person in her bloodline somewhere.
Right.
Yeah. No. She's a big mix of different cultures and stuff, but she does have some Native American heritage.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah, I think they definitely did their best to try to have as many indigenous people in the movie as possible. Yeah. Which is cool. Yeah. And also obviously they're getting big headlines because it's the first time they've had Comanche dubbed into a movie as an option. Yeah. So that's cool too. Yeah. Why not?
I mean, as far as their side of the table, everything that they've done seems to have done it the right way. Yeah. Except for obviously going wide on the release. Yeah. Other than that, it seems like they've done everything in their power.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, so okay. Just give us a quick little rundown of what you thought.
Well,
mini one reel in.
Mini one tiny little baby one reel in.
Little sprinkle.
I really liked it. I thought it was a really entertaining thriller of a movie. Took a little while to get its legs under its feet. Yeah.
Nice turn of phrase.
Thank
man.
you. Thank you.
You have such a way with words.
I'm a writer.
Yeah.
But yeah, it took a little while. It's a bit of a slow burn at the very beginning, kind of setting the table for what the story was going to be about. And Naru is our main character, by Amber Midthunder is her name. I thought she was great in the movie. I thought really everyone did a pretty good job in it. And yeah, I mean, I think its best traits that a lot of the later Predator movies don't do is that it's so simple in the way that the first movie was. Very streamlined, very basic, like just a thrill ride from basically beginning to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that's the best compliment I can give it, basically, is that it's exciting from about 20 minutes in.
Yeah.
And all the way through. I will say, as a stickler for the CG, it bothered me. Some middling CGI.
Yeah.
A lot of unnecessary, in my opinion, fake animals in there.
Yeah. Well, they didn't need to. They didn't need to. They could have kept it really simple, right? The first one was. I mean, the beauty of it was that it was so simple.
Yeah.
Right. There's no reason to, especially considering the fact that it's even further back in time. That would give you an excuse to make it look even shittier.
It's one of the smartest things that they did with this movie. They said, we don't care about post 2 or Predators universe. It doesn't matter. Let's just take it all the way back and start basically completely fresh.
Yeah.
And I mean, for me, it really worked. The only thing took me out of the movie a bit when we're getting a Gumby-looking bear running around in the mountain line. Like, I don't know. I just think it, especially when you're working with what I'm assuming is a bit of a smaller budget or a quicker time frame to get this thing done for Hulu. I mean, if you can't cut the corners with the CGI. Is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, we've definitely gotten to a point where you can't. Yeah. There's just so much competition now when it comes to, I mean, and people are getting too smart at what they're looking at.
Yeah.
To, like, I mean, fucking, what's the YouTube channel?
Corridor.
Corridor Crew. I mean, people watch that religiously. They're like really, really popular YouTube page now, and people are watching it. I mean, shit. I watch it enough that now when I'm watching movies like The Gray Man, another streaming exclusive. I was watching. Have you watched it yet?
No.
It's good. It's good. It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's not like incredible.
I've just seen the memed airplane fight.
Yeah, the airplane fight is bonkers.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
Yeah.
It's insane that they thought that was like people were. The thing about the movie itself is a full fucking meme. You can't take any of it seriously because at any given moment, someone's gonna run the length of a train and dive off of it onto a moving car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's gonna be a shootout in the middle of a city. Cars are crashing into each other, exploding, like airplanes are dropping out of the sky, meteors are flying across. I mean, it's a batshit fucking movie. So if you take any moment out of it and go, look how crazy this looks, it's like, well, yeah, it's 2 hours of that.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but there's a scene where they shoot a helicopter out of the sky, fucking, the classic,
of course, yeah.
Fucking hits the water, crashes, explodes, and it just looks like somebody put their hands in the water and just like splashed it up. Like, it just looks so bad, dude. It's so bad.
Yeah.
And like, I don't think a couple of years ago that's something that I would have even
picked up on.
No, I would have just looked right past it.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to assume audiences are getting more and more savvy.
Yeah.
Just in general, and being more exposed to seeing these things over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I felt like we were getting to a better place with it, where it was like, they're mixing the CGI with some practical effects, and it's a nice blend. But I don't know. I mean, it feels like with a lot of these streaming TV shows and movies, we're kind of getting to a place where we were in the early 2000s.
Yeah.
We're just like, just do it in post.
I think that it's it was the pandemic, dude. I think it's probably they probably were working their way towards investing in more practical effects, investing in a mixture of those two things. Once the pandemic hits, it's like everything goes back to computers. It's just like, they can make it's in the long run, it's cheaper for them to just have it all done in post than it is to build these elaborate sets, film on location, all this crazy shit,
Yeah.
Like you look at Marvel movies, and I'm not, I don't want to sit there and dog on, like everybody's just shitting on Marvel movies nowadays. But the fact of the matter is, they film in a fucking studio like this, where it's just a blue mountain, and everybody just and everyone's wearing like those suits. They don't even wear. I said this before, but they don't even wear their fucking costumes. Yeah, they just wear the mocap suits.
Yeah.
And it's just like, damn, you couldn't even put Spider-Man in the actual suit.
Queens exists.
Yeah. How do you act next to that? Tennis balls and everybody wearing these clown ass suits, right? It's so, but it's easier, right?
Yeah.
And it's a better investment for them.
Yeah.
So,
but I don't like it.
and if that's the case, then
I don't like it.
yeah. No, we need to. I'll call up Mr. Hollywood today.
Thank you.
And I'll let him know.
Yeah.
Obi doesn't like it, and so you need to go back.
That's what matters.
I saw this like mini, like the behind the scenes of the I guess somebody was talking about it on a podcast, and I was watching this clip of the behind the scenes of the first Predator movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know that Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him in the suit?
I don't know if I have.
So Jean-Claude Van Damme was originally cast as the Predator in the first movie. He, depending on who you ask, he either quit because it was exhausting to be in the suit, or he was fired because he passed out so many times that he couldn't handle being in the suit.
Uh-huh.
So, but the suit itself, he looks like Larry the Lobster from SpongeBob. It was the goofiest fucking thing in the world. And there's these clips of him like darting around and he's a smaller guy.
Yeah.
So the idea was him being like this stealth ninja type, just darting around the forest.
More like
and
a
shit.
xenomorph or something.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
And then once he was fired or he quit, they went back and they redesigned the whole suit from the ground up, because they cast that other guy. I think his name's Kevin Hall, I think. And he's like 6'5", 6'6", massive guy.
Huge.
So they had to they basically reworked the entire movie around, we have this bigger dude, we have a new design, and apparently James Cameron is the reason that the Predator's face looks like it does with the mandible and the fucking. He was the one who came up with that idea, because I guess the costume department, whether the head of the costume department saw him. They went out to dinner or whatever, and he showed him his initial designs of the Predator, and he was like, he needs to have mandibles. He just like.
I think Stan Winston working on that.
I think it was Stan Winston who I was watching.
Yeah.
But so yeah, so from that point forward, you've got this iconic design going on for first movie was 82?
Something like that, yeah.
To now, which is fucking insane.
Yeah. Some would say to diminishing returns, but
so I was gonna ask. I haven't watched the movie yet. Is the alien is he practical enough?
Yeah, he's practical enough. I really didn't have much of a problem with him or like much of the action scenes and stuff. That was all really visceral and like cool. But you get the CGI blood. You get, again, the biggest thing was the CGI animals. Yeah, just took me right out of it.
You really,
I got hung up on it, man.
Yeah,
it really took me out of it.
There's some things that get you, and you just can't let go of them.
Well, it's CGI animals. I mean, like, it's the same thing I felt when it was in one of the Daniel Craig 007s. Mm-hmm. The CGI, like a scorpion. Like, you can't get a practical scorpion on set. You can't do that. You're not allowed to do that.
Sometimes they cut corners in a way where you're just like, why? I don't
Daniel Craig deathly afraid of scorpions or something?
I don't know. It's always just easier, man.
It just bothered me.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I get it.
But that being said, I will say, I mean, this one, might be the second best Predator movie.
Second to the original?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, second to Alien vs. Predator, Marco.
You know, Alien vs. Predator Requiem has like a 30-something%.
Yeah, it's bad. It's a bad movie.
Just shit. It's not good.
I saw it. It's not good.
I've seen all of them except for this one, and yeah, it's not good. You know which one's not? One that got praised, but I wasn't really feeling was the the reboot from like 2014 or 15 with
Adrian Brody one?
Yeah.
It was okay. It was all right. I know a lot of people like it, but I never loved it.
It was like that movie. What was that movie with Stone Cold Steve Austin?
That's where you lose me.
I know.
That's
Hold
where
on,
you
hold on.
lose me.
I'll bring you back. It was actually a pretty big movie. They basically have all the Yes. See, he gets it.
Yeah.
You want to switch places? Get this fucking guy out of here. No, yeah. So okay, this movie Condemned.
Yeah.
They have all these convicts. They drop them on like an island. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah.
I've seen that movie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So they drop all these convicts on the island. They basically have to like, it's basically battle royale before there was a battle royale. It was like solo battle royales where they fucking have to kill each other and the last man standing gets his freedom, which is super fucked up. And that Predator movie
it's like
was
the movie Battle Royale.
Huh?
It's like the movie Battle Royale.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Yeah. The original Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean Hunger Games?
Yeah.
So the Predator movie was kind of like this, kind of like the same fucking thing. You know, you drop a bunch of convicts and they have to survive. I guess it's like a same shit.
Yeah.
And Agent, I don't know.
Not a convincing action star.
Never really believed him in anything but the pianist, you know.
Yeah.
And the what was the joint that he did? The Wes Anderson movie, the Darjeeling.
Oh,
Limited.
Darjeeling, yeah.
Yeah, he's also in the Grand Budapest Hotel.
Motel?
Dude, if it was Motel.
That's on OBT.
Yeah. He's good in those kinds of movies. Nah, he's not an action star. He could put on fucking 80 pounds of muscle. It ain't gonna work. Anyway.
Yeah, I agree.
So second best to the original.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, I have to go back and, do my due diligence and watch the second one again. I know it's not very good.
The second one?
Yeah, I know it's not very good.
It's not good. You don't have. Let me just tell you, you don't have to go back and rewatch that.
I like Danny Glover though.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah.
But it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. You got Gary Busey, fucking losing his shit.
Yeah. In full cocaine mode.
Full cocaine mode. Just
You're making me want to watch it.
I mean, chewing on the scenery, literally.
Like. He's chewing on the Predator.
Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to. You don't have to do it.
I mean, that being said, like, what else would there be? What is your current second favorite Predator movie?
I don't know. Probably the Danny Glover movie.
The Donald Glover one?
The Donald Glover movie. Yeah,
Haven't seen that one.
All right. So the I could talk right to you. I could talk right to the people. What's up? What are you doing? What are you doing right now? How does it look in the room? Do we look good? Huh?
I looked at the camera waiting for a response.
I know. All right. Okay. So the movie comes out, does gangbusters, does the rounds, yada, yada, yada. Of course, no big movie is not without its controversy in this one, just like all the others. Apparently, we can't wrap our heads around a woman. All right, that's the end of the show. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's it.
Good night.
No, we can't. We can't seem to wrap our heads around a woman being the protagonist of this movie and outsmarting this alien.
Sure.
So it's this trope. Please take over for me because the Mary Sue
Sue trope. Yeah.
Please explain.
I mean, it's basically saying that there's a trope of a female protagonist that comes in that has no flaws, is like, the nicest, coolest, best character, and inevitably is never really in danger and will always end up saving the day.
Right.
With like no qualifications for being that awesome at whatever she's doing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was thrown around a lot for the Prey movie. And I think a lot of those people didn't see the movie. Who said that? Because if you did, they did a really good job of explaining why she's good at what she does.
Well, also, just before we even get into that, can you, I mean, off the top of your head, even think of an example of a Mary Sue that...
I don't know why this thing got so big, because I don't, like, the main one that people started bringing it up for was obviously Rey in Star Wars.
Oh.
That was the big one that people were like, well, like, she's just really good at everything. And, you know, she didn't really train that much, and she's just the hero because.
Yeah.
But I don't know why that's sort of specifically weaponized with this very specific cliche that I don't think is super valid.
Yeah.
It's more of a poor writing of a character, and not necessarily something that we need to, in my opinion, even make a name for. You know, that makes it seem like it's this endemic thing in all the movies that whenever there's a female protagonist, it's suddenly going to be this Mary Sue situation.
Well, yeah, because that's an easy way to just dismiss the movie outright.
Right.
Is to just...
Which is what people were doing with Prey even before it came out.
Yeah. I can't... Even with Rey, even with her, I don't understand the... I mean, I get it in a vacuum. If you just were looking at that one trilogy, I could see why you would say that. But I mean, nobody said that about Luke.
Right.
It's the same fucking thing. He trained with a slug in the woods for like 2 weeks.
Did you just call Yoda a slug?
I did.
Oh my God.
They all know I love Star Wars. I don't have to defend that. I don't have to. So, I don't know. It's just a convenient thing to use.
Yeah. Because I mean, I can't help but feel like it's just targeting women when there's not. I've never heard of like a Matsu, you know, like
Matsu.
Whenever there's just a badly written male character, it's just called a badly written male character. Why does it have to be something because it's a female protagonist? I
mean, you have so many examples of poorly written male characters that it's just like there's no point in even making a. That's just a thing. We're just gonna accept those characters, but with a female protagonist is like. I mean, we got to call it something, you know, if we're going to talk about it.
Do we?
I mean,
do we have to?
No, of course not.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
So, I mean, if you just watch the movie, those claims are completely unwarranted. Like, she's well performed, makes sense as a character, and I don't think that holds any water, personally.
I mean, it sucks because it's part of the conversation of this movie, which it has no, it doesn't need to be. It doesn't add anything to the conversation. I haven't seen one valid criticism of the movie using this trope. It sucks that it's part of the conversation because right now we're looking at a pretty unprecedented success story.
Yeah.
You know, this is a movie that debuts on a streaming service that's not particularly well known for blockbuster film premieres.
Yeah.
Right? They're mostly known for like network TV and getting movies after the fact.
Yeah.
So you have this movie come out, it destroys. You have a movie filled with unknown actors. You have an actress who is the star of the movie who, by your own admission, gives a star-turning performance. You have the revitalization of a franchise, right? Because they can now take this and just keep doing this time hop thing with the Predator, where maybe he pops up in the French Revolution. Maybe he fucking, you know what I mean? Like maybe he goes to the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Who knows? And all of that now gets to circle back around to this stupid fucking conversation about like if the character was even worthy enough to do the things that it's like, that's what you came away from this with, you know? And it's like you said, they probably didn't even watch the fucking movie.
It's been since the trailers. Like since the first trailer dropped, there's
Yeah.
been these reactionary YouTube videos about they've ruined Predator. 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 They've ruined Predator.
What?
They've ruined Predator.
Yeah. I don't know how you get to that. I don't know how you get there. You know.
Predator's been ruined.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to tell you that. It's been ruined.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, then I guess that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just like any other franchise, when a woman gets in, it's over. I can't watch these movies anymore. We can't watch them anymore.
I need to watch burly
Yeah.
men take on
We
the
just
Predator.
we just need another man in there to take over, show her the ropes, you know, show her how to shoot a bow and arrow. You know, yeah. I mean, we've done a lot, but maybe men we still haven't done enough. I don't know. There's still more to do. There's still more to do.
I think we've done enough.
We've probably done enough.
think we've done enough.
So. Yeah, we've probably done. All right. What time do you got? Not the
All the
literal
time in the world.
How long are we at? We do this live. We do this on the show. I swear to God.
Yeah.
I'll look right in the camera and be like, guess what? We've been recording for too long. We're done. We're done here. No. I'm saying that's what we do. We do this we self-impose this on ourselves. If we don't,
We self-impose this on ourselves. We certainly
we
do.
will talk for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Do you want to do do you want to get into the PS5 stuff? I mean, I talked about it at the top. I guess we do a little
Sure. Yeah. Sprinkle it in.
sprinkling of the
Yeah. Give a little.
just a little.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, as we do on this show, talk about video game industry. There hasn't been like a lot to really chew on, and that's because a lot of blockbuster AAA games have been getting pushed back.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's pandemic related.
I'm sure it is.
I mean, obviously, it has to be at least a little bit, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
we still can't get back up to the point where these studios are at full power. You know, you can't get these games out fast enough. I guess it's smart to push the game back than rush it out and have a.
Yeah. Every single time, it's smarter to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Just
there
like
anything
Cyberpunk.
that you were anticipating?
Starfield. Yeah. That was the biggest one for me.
Yeah.
But you know, it's fine. I have a back catalog, as we've discussed.
Yeah.
So
You have, I mean,
I'm still playing Persona 5.
yeah. You'll play that till the end of time.
Yeah.
So that doesn't count.
No.
No.
But there's this point, given the fact that so many people haven't been able to get their hands on the latest consoles, you know,
I mean,
namely,
it doesn't need to be personal. I don't know why you didn't have to be about me.
people need to know.
They know already.
But yeah, like, is that even a blip on your radar? Does it even matter at this point to you and people at large, really, if the games this year don't even come out?
Yeah.
The major tent poles, like,
Yeah. I mean, I think that we're getting to a point where people have kind of latched on to their franchises. They've kind of latched on to the games that are, I think it's smart for studios to invest in games like, Warzone or Apex.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I mean, PUBG is making a comeback. Like, not to say that it's all just battle royale games, but like a game that has a lasting draw to it,
Mm-hmm.
that brings people back. These one-off narrative games, I mean, I think it's like what you're saying. Like, does it? I don't think it does matter.
Yeah.
I don't think it does because there's not nearly enough people in these communities yet. Like, how many? Like, I don't know. They say that the PS5 is one of the most successful consoles as far as sales go, but I still don't have one, so I just checked on StockX. It's still going for almost $700. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not paying $300-$400 over retail. I'll
Right.
die. I'd rather die. Okay? I'm just not going to do it. Ooh.
I thought you were having an aneurysm for a second.
No. Yeah, I'm about to have a heart attack. So are you telling me, the director, Ice, are you telling me that if I buy a console on StockX for $700, then I can go back and then sue and get my $300 back? They're saying these resellers are getting sued for all
What?
this extra money they're charging. Right. They got.
Okay.
Hold on. Give me
All right.
information, and then
All
I'm
right.
gonna it's gonna feed this way. These resellers, you know, we've talked about this, how they get all these bots to buy up everything as soon as like Walmart or Best Buy opens up, you know, in 30 seconds. If you haven't purchased it, it's gone.
Yeah.
Because they're using these bots to buy everything up.
Yeah.
Then they go back to the resale market, jack up the price 200-300%. Apparently, they're starting to crack down on all of these resellers. So, I don't know. Maybe it's a deposit more so than paying full price. You know,
We have a lawyer.
You know, yeah. I mean, I'll call Spencer.
Call Spencer.
Yeah. So I don't know, but to the point, God of War, for instance.
Yeah.
Like I'm not even thinking about it. It's not even on my radar because I won't be playing that. I especially won't be playing it when it comes out.
Right.
You know what I mean? I probably won't play that game till it's a fucking greatest hits re-release with fucking.
The red band on the
Yeah,
side.
exactly. That's when I'll be able to snatch it up for
Yeah.
free off of PlayStation Network or something. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So, yeah, I don't know if everybody else who games like we do feels this way, but I can say personally, I'm not even looking at a release radar because it doesn't matter right now.
Yeah.
I mean, my PlayStation is trying so hard. It's trying so hard
Yeah.
to stay alive at this point. I mean, it sounds like a fighter jet every time I turn it on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's I can hear it breathing. I can hear it wheezing. Just please, just use anything else. Anything else.
Uh-huh.
You know, I've stopped using it for like streaming other shit. So I'll use, like, you know, TVs have all the fucking, you
Yeah.
can jump on Vizio and download the apps and shit. So I've started using that just so that I can,
Give
you
it a
know,
breather.
prolong the life of my PS4. You know, I saw this video of somebody cleaning a PS4. You ever seen those?
Yeah.
Dude,
I know where you're going.
it is. I mean, it'll turn your stomach down. It'll make you sick. He took off the casing, and I mean, there was dead roaches. There was bug shit, and I mean, it's filthy. And well, but the thing is, I don't even think you have to be. They say that the console itself is a very suitable environment for bugs
Yeah,
because
it's like warm.
It's warm. It's dark. It's closed off. They get in there and they just they hang out. It's like a luxury apartment. You know what I mean? So, and nobody. I mean, when's the last time you took your fucking PlayStation to the garage and like opened it up and cleaned it out? You know what I mean? Nope.
Yeah.
Like never. I've never in my entire life. So I can only imagine. Yeah. I don't even want to think about it.
Ugh.
So I'm sure that's part of the reason why my PlayStation is like, please just kill me because I
I'm
can't.
full of roaches.
I can't do this anymore. So yeah, it sucks, and I hope that in the coming seasons, especially like holiday seasons coming up, you know, these hopefully this what sounds to be amounting to a class action lawsuit against these resellers. I mean, hopefully that turns out into something. Hopefully they crack down on that shit. And then hopefully by the time Sony and Microsoft and any of these PC makers with all the parts that they've been backlogged on, hopefully at that point they will have moved on from those pieces of equipment, and then we can just get the shit for the low.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm sure that's coming.
I don't know. We'll see. Yeah. But, all right. Think we got it?
I know we got it.
All right. Well, before we get out of here, we have two things that we need to do. number one. It's tradition on this show to end on a high note, no matter what we've talked about, good, bad, or the ugly. We got to end it with a cheers of the week. So, Obi, you got yours?
I do.
All right, well, we're going to start it off with my main man, Obi. What is your cheers of the week?
My cheers of the week goes to The Rehearsal.
The Rehearsal.
So, The Rehearsal is a HBO original series with Nathan from Nathan For You fame.
Yep.
I actually was one of the few people in the world, I think, at this point, who hasn't seen Nathan For You.
Yeah.
So it was surprising when I started watching The Rehearsal, and it was incredible and subversive and funny and sad.
But you knew what Nathan For You was about.
I did, only because of the Starbucks, the not Starbucks, Starbucks thing.
Yeah.
So I knew about that, but just because I'm in advertising.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I knew about him at all. So I was completely surprised. I went into it completely blind, and it is incredible.
Yeah.
Like I said, super subversive, super weird, super funny, really just strange original TV, and I can't recommend it enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Check it out. The Rehearsal.
I have watched Nathan For You, and it's one of those shows that like makes you. I don't do well with secondhand embarrassment.
I was just thinking of that.
Yeah.
And you may not want to watch it.
So
Yeah.
it's tough. It's tough. I
Yeah.
see somebody like making a fool of themselves, or even just being weird, like too weird on camera, and I'm like, come on, man, don't do that. Like,
Yeah.
come on, get it together. So I don't.
It's Nathan's whole thing.
I know. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's straight up just cringe humor and just like making people uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I have to check it out though. Everybody's been talking about it.
It's
I gotta
great.
check it out.
It's great.
I gotta check it out. All right. I'm about to do something that you're gonna hate me for. But I gotta play to
Too
the
late.
crowd. I gotta play to the I gotta play to the crowd like a baby face in wrestling. Whatever city he's in, you gotta shout out, "Hey, Toronto, make some noise!" And my cheers of the week is gonna go to the F.I.R.S.T Institute. Cheers to you guys.
Cheers.
Thank you guys. Again, I said it at the top of the show, but we appreciate the opportunity.
Of course.
Whatever comes of this, however we can use this episode, it's just really fun being able to just see shit like this, see the inner workings of a big beast like this, being able to be a part of it. You know, it's a fun opportunity. So
Figure out which camera you're on.
yeah, exactly. Like, you know, do like hot ones. This camera, this camera, this camera. Tell the people what you got going on in your life. You know, so that's it's a really fun opportunity. So we really appreciate you guys taking the time.
Yeah.
So the beers themselves, where you can get them, if you live locally, because obviously this is going out, you know, everywhere. But if you live locally in the area, Orlando, Deadwords is on OBT, right?
It is. Yeah.
They don't have their actual address on
They
here.
don't, but look them up. Deadwords Brewing, Orlando,
Yeah.
Florida.
Deadwords.
Not far from downtown Orlando.
Yeah, you see that? Deadwords. All right. So, one last thing before we get out of here. We have to review these beers. So, Obi, let's start with the Timberline Pacific Northwest IPA from Deadwords. What'd you think, my friend?
I like it a lot. I really enjoy the fact that, as it says, it's under the tradition banner, and it is that. It is very traditional. It is very much an IPA.
Yeah.
Bitter, pretty smooth, and good flavor. Nothing crazy. No mangoes or apricots or whatever. But
Yeah.
you don't need it. You don't need it when you have something as straightforward and good as this. I'm going to give it a 5. I
5?
really
Wow.
enjoyed it.
So, okay, I guess we should, for anybody who's new to the show, the review system is a 6-pack, so it's 5 out of 6 actually. So it's a very high score. So 5 for Obi for the IPA. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I think if it's an IPA You know how I feel about the IPAs.
I do, yeah.
But they're
really
growing on me. You know,
It's really unfortunate how you feel about IPAs.
I know. But I've given them good scores before,
it's true,
and this 4.5 is a good.
It's a good score.
I think it's a good score.
Yeah.
7.5 ABV. You don't really feel that. This is nice, very clean IPA. Nice bitterness, nice hoppiness to it. So it's. I like this. I dig this.
Yeah.
It's nice. It's real nice. All right. And number 2, from their Evolution line, the Sangriale, American style fruited sour ale.
I'm gonna let you take this one first.
You want me to take this?
Yeah.
Well, this shit was delicious, man.
Right.
This shit was delicious. I couldn't believe it. I usually don't drink sour ales. We don't usually do sour ales on the show, which we've been talking about trying to get more, sours, lambics, things like that on the show. So this, I'm happy you brought this in because this was fantastic. Nice acidity, very light sweetness to it.
Yeah.
Tart, like sour but not overpowering. You could crush these.
Yeah.
This is like a very good summer ale. This is fantastic. I'm going to give it a...
Go with your gut.
My gut's telling me a 5.5. That's what my gut's telling me.
Do it.
No, I can't give it a 6. You know when we give 6s? I can't do a 6 because if I give this a 6, that sets an ugly precedent.
It's too much pressure.
Yeah, it's too much. But I'm going to give it a 5.5. 5.5 out of 6. Obi, what'd you think, sir?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I tried it just on a whim because I'm like, no one else has that. I've never heard of anything like that. And I tried it, and it tastes like a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
And I don't normally like super sweet drinks, and this is about as sweet as I would go. But it's balanced well with the sour, and, you have a bit of that ale undertone that kind of balances it all together. And I just really surprised me, and I like it a lot. 5.5.
5.5.
Yeah.
Our director wants to give us $1 for some of the Sangriale.
How much was the PlayStation going for again?
It's about 700.
That's how much.
So 700. If you wanna help me buy a PS5 so I can join my friends in gaming, you can have. You'll buy it for. She said she'll buy it for me.
Okay.
All right. Well, then
Deal.
there you go.
Sold.
There you go. Sold, baby, sold. He already has a PS5, so he doesn't. Yeah, exactly. He is balling like that. You have no idea. Look at him. Look at him.
You
look
look
at that
insane.
jacket.
You look insane.
Do I? Oh, just because I.
You're talking to yourself.
All right. Well, let's finish it up here, my friend.
Okay.
Do you think we got it?
I know we got it.
All right. Well, then let's get the fuck out of here. All right. Again, thank you to everybody who contributed. Thank you to the F.I.R.S.T Institute. Thank you to the production team, everybody who allowed us to do this. And this has been the One Beer In podcast for myself, Marco Dupa, for Adam Obesius Rodriguez.
Yeah, boy.
Thank you guys for listening, watching, subscribing, sharing, commenting, all that jazz. Drink delicious beer and have a beautiful evening.
We love you.